Last Thanksgiving, I flew to the Cedar House above Asheville. Everyone performed, Dad carving, Patrice topping wine, my brother Aiden filming. When plates were full and mouths occupied, I asked, "Did the hospital send the surgery appointment letter?" They traded a look, then a laugh. "Oh yeah, it came," Dad said. "But we used that money for Aiden's 27th. Kid only turns 27 once." Forks kept moving. I set mine down. "Then I guess you still don't know who actually needed that surgery." Silence fell. Dad paled. Patrice froze mid-gravy. Aiden stared at his plate. 3 seconds and Thanksgiving shattered. I didn't sleep. Dawn pushed through the blinds while I sat on the couch with a number I couldn't unsee. $178,000. Gone. 10 years of patching their lives while mine ran on instant noodles and overtime. Aiden's tuition, the BMW, the networking penthouse, the supplemental cards passed around like party favors. 11 months earlier, Aiden crashed at my place, knees swollen, pain he called old football. While he snored, I drew 2 vials with a kit I'd ordered and drove them to a lab. Dr. Rowan Beck, my ex, a rheumatologist I trust, called aggressive rheumatoid arthritis. Start biologics within 8 months or risk permanent damage. So I built a trust. Trustee me, beneficiary Aiden, medical expenses only. I filled it to Duke's deposit and added 1 emergency clause. Patrice learned the words and emptied it into confetti and fireworks. At 2 a.m., they pounded on my door, bourbon on their breath and outrage in their hands. Patrice slapped statements on my table. Dad barked about bounced payments. Aiden hovered in the doorway, smaller than I remembered. "No," I said. "Not another dime. Get out." The envelope landed without a stamp, my name typed like a verdict. Petition for guardianship of Mara Elaine Hart, me, filed by Gregory and Patrice Hart. 4 paragraphs accusing me of instability, of irrational hostility, of squandering a substantial estate. A blue arrow sticker pointed at the signature line of a voluntary agreement. Sign, and they'd manage my life for my safety. I called the lawyer who'd ever scared a room for me, Sloan Donnelly. "Don't sign," she said. "They're weaponizing guardianship. Gather proof you're competent. Gather proof they raided a medical trust." I printed bank records, the forged email, the lodge invoice, even Aiden's Instagram where confetti burst over his grin. Then HR mailed a notice. Health coverage terminated pending investigation of $47,000 in psychiatric claims. I'd never been admitted anywhere. The insurer read the submission IPs while my hands shook on the porch. Everyone traced to the house I grew up in. At 1:32 a.m., fists battered my door. 2 patrol cars flashed blue into the snow. "Welfare check," said the lead, Detective Alina Cruz. A family member reported a suicide attempt. They searched closets, shower, drawers. Finding only dust and cold leftovers, Cruz handed me a form. "If they call again, ring me first," she said, sliding her card into my palm like a match. Sloan moved fast. Subpoenas for the notary who stamped 11 affidavits. Requests for footage proving I was at work when I supposedly collapsed. A notice to compel Dr. Rowan Beck to testify about Aiden's diagnosis and the trust. The summons arrived. Hearing in 4 weeks, Clerk Naomi Everett presiding. I lined up folders on my kitchen table like soldiers and sharpened every pencil in the house. Rain hammered the courthouse roof. I sat beside Sloan. Across the aisle, Gregory and Patrice whispered while Aiden slouched. Clerk Naomi Everett took the bench. Their lawyer opened about a daughter in crisis. Sloan stood. "This is an attempt to seize control through fraud." She called our witness. Rowan entered with a folder and swore in. He laid out Aiden's diagnosis, the 8-month window, the trust I funded, the forged email, the wire to a lodge, the fireworks invoice, the band contract. On the screen, the paper trail glowed. Patrice went gray. Gregory clenched the table. Aiden stared as if pages might rearrange into mercy. Sloan handed up affidavits and the recantations we pried loose. Witnesses paid $500 to lie. The notary's log, HR timestamps, insurer IP records from my parents' address, stacked and labeled. Everett read for a minute while thunder rolled. Then, "No credible basis for incompetence. Petition denied with prejudice." fees to them. Referral to prosecutors for exploitation, forgery, perjury. The gavel fell. Aiden's earbud slid to the floor. Consequences followed. Sanctions and bills broke them. Foreclosure signs sprouted in the yard I once mowed. Aiden's flare-ups worsened. By autumn, he used a walker. I sold the Cedar house and moved to Charlotte. New number, new key, new quiet. On my final drive east, Blue Ridge unspooled in the mirror. I wasn't triumphant. I was finished. Here's what I know now: love isn't a blank check, family isn't a contract you can't cancel. I rolled down the window and let mountain air rinse my face. Then I chose myself and kept going.